Robinson's Brewery, Light Brigade.
Life is too short to be drinking shitty beer.
I don't know whether I've got that name right or not. Welcome to another edition of Bands, Bikes and Booze Reviews. I've got one here from the Robinson's Brewery. Remember them? They did Trooper, the Iron Maiden themed beer that I thought was very fucking average. And against my better judgment, I was in Asda today and I thought I'll pick up a bottle of their Light Brigade. I've seen it sitting on the shelves for ages, and on the strength of Trooper being very average, I never picked it up. But I just decided to bite the bullet today and pick it up. The thinking behind this is, well, it's a lot. They've just put it down as a light golden beer. That could mean anything. There is no brew sheet on the website. It doesn't really give you any indication of what hops or anything are in here, so I'm just going to take this as a golden ale or possibly a bitter. Really don't know. Robinson's, of course, they are a very old brewery, British brewery, based up in Chester, and they do the Old Tom, Robinson's Old Tom. Do you remember I reviewed that? That is like an old ale or barley wine, whatever you want to call it, and I thought that was pretty reasonable, and that's probably why I decided to pick one of these up. Also, there's 5p going. 5p on every bottle is going to Help for Heroes. Yeah, that's a good soldiers sort of charity, armed forces charity. I would have rather it went to the British Legion, but that's just a personal preference for me. I haven't really got anything against Help for Heroes, but I just think there is other armed forces charities that do a little bit more, if you know what I mean. That's it. I'm going to leave it there. No more on that from me. But I'm intrigued as to what it tastes like, because, as I said before, I didn't really have much hope. Then I tried the Old Tom and I thought, maybe they can brew. So that's why I bought that. It's a bit of a test. Of course, the theme on this is the Charge of the Light Brigade. And Trooper, the song by Iron Maiden, is based on a soldier in the Crimean War. And of course, the Charge of the Light Brigade took place during the Crimean War, the Battle of Balaclava. I don't know whether you're interested. Lord Cardigan charging down against the Russian guns, and basically they got decimated by the Russians. It was a complete fiasco. A lot of men died, a lot of taken prisoner, a lot of wounded, and yeah, not a very good show, unfortunately. The fellow on the horseback, among the Light Brigade, it was made up of the 17th Lancers. There was 2 Hussar regiments, the 11th and the 8th, I think it was, and 2 Dragoon regiments, the 14th and I think it's the 13th Light Dragoons. But him on the horse, I'm assuming, is a member of the 17th Lancers. He's got a Help for Heroes flag coming out of the lance, but usually it was a red and white flag on a lance, because, believe it or not, that was the Polish flag, and the Polish were the originators of using the lance. The Winged Hussars, look them up. Very interesting history. 17th Lancers, of course, you've all seen the badge. It's the skull and crossbones with "Or Glory" written underneath, and it means death or glory. Song by The Clash. There you go. Let's stop boring the shit out of you with history, and let's start enlightening you with what this beer tastes like. Right, 500ml bottle, 4.1%, quite low ABV, sessionable, bitter or golden ale, whatever it is. Light Brigade is a 4.1 ABV golden beer. But see, they don't really, a golden beer, it could mean anything. Golden beer created by Iron Maiden vocalist Bruce Dickinson with Robinson's Brewery, made using Chinook. Ah, there we go, they have got it. Got Chinook and Golden hops. Well, Golden, of course, could be in anything, but I'm assuming they mean the Kent Goldings, because that is a British style hop. And the Chinook, of course, are American hops, and they give it a nice fruity, what you would expect from American hops, you know, that sweet citrus type, tropical fruit type flavour. I didn't see that, I should have looked at the label. Hops packs a punch with its hoppy and fruity flavour and citrus grapefruit kick. The beer is well balanced, giving you a rounded, long-lasting after palate. After palate? Okay, now, yeah, then it just goes on to mention the 5p going to the charities, blah blah blah. Interesting stuff. I wish I had looked at that brew sheet. I could have, I might have sounded like I know what I'm doing. Let's get this beer open and let's taste it. Oh, fucking hell. Cap nearly went there. There's the cap. It is very patriotic indeed. It is a Union Jack. This fucking, me and this autofocus are going to fall out. Very patriotic. Into the collection. I'm not going to sniff beer out of bottles anymore. It's pointless, because a lot of the time all I get is sulphur or yeasty nastiness, which isn't a good reflection on the beer. So I'm just going to pour a little bit in a glass and see what I can get. Quite nice. You can smell them. You can smell them Goldings in there. Smells quite nice. Very herbal and citrusy. This actually doesn't smell too bad. Let's get it in the glass. Wow, fair bit of carbonation in that, but that seems to have settled down. And here it is. That's what you get. It is very light and golden, as they say, almost like a dark Czech Pilsner. Foamy one finger white head. Yeah, that does smell nice. Very hoppy indeed, but not your American style hops. They're, you know, it's a mixture of the two, which is nice. This could be a good one. Cheers. Yeah. Wow. That's nice biscuit malt on the finish on that. So you're getting some citrus on that. You're getting like a little touch of grapefruit citrus, but there was a lot of that golden hop character, British Goldings hop character of earthiness, floral notes, and a little, I'm getting a sort of a butterscotchy type, not really diacetyl, but just that sweet, no, it's not sweet, that's the wrong adjective. It's like almost a creamy style hop character. I know that sounds weird, but that's what I'm getting from it. Yeah, the Chinook hops did ring alarm bells to me when they talked about the grapefruit in there. Grapefruit isn't as big as I thought it would be. This does taste very, very British, and it's quite nice. And I'll tell you something, it's got a lot more character than the Trooper, in my opinion. Even though it's lower ABV, it's a lighter beer. There's just more flavour in it from what I remember. Very hoppy indeed, but British style hops. Lots of earth and floral notes with a little touch of citrus. Nice biscuit finish on the end of it as well. I thought it'd be more caramel in this. There is some caramel, not as much as I thought there'd be, but it finishes with a nice sort of biscuity caramel type flavour to it. And there's a fair bit of caramel malt in there too, in the mouthfeel. When they said they say on the back, this is quite rounded. It is. That's what I'm getting from it. It's got all the flavours, and they hit you at different times, and it's nice. So you get a rush of caramel malt, but then you get the big fuggle flavours from them fuggles, and then there's a citrus that is present, but it's subtle. And then afterwards, once it goes down, nice mouthfeel. Once it goes down, you're getting a big biscuit malt finish with a touch of caramel in the end. That's quite nice, I have to say. And I think Robinsons have redeemed themselves there, because, as I say, you know, I'm not going to labour this point, but fuck me, Trooper was so average. And I'm a massive no, that's a lie. I'm not a massive Iron Maiden fan. I like their early stuff. And I think 1 or 2 albums when Bruce Dickinson first joined, but afterwards they just really got so boring. And I should like them, you know. Steve Harris is a West Ham fan. He's East London originally, East Ham. I used to drink in the pub when they done their first gig, the Ruskin Arms in East Ham. What a pub that was. Fucking great pub. Do you know what was beautiful about that? This is a funny story. They had a urinal outside the pub. Can you imagine that? And I think that was just to stop people pissing up the wall when they come out of the pub. But they had someone, must have been the pub that done it, and they had in big letters painted on, men, urinal only, no shit. There's obviously people taking a dump in it. I just thought, you know, that it's typical East Ham, that is classy. Yeah, that was the Ruskin Arms. Sadly, no more. Like a lot of great British pubs have just all fallen by the wayside now, shut down, turned into flats. Fucking disgrace in my opinion. Anyway, I'm going off topic here. Let's get back to the beer. So what's the verdict on Light Brigade? Yeah, not bad. I had misgivings about it. I see it lying on the shelves in the supermarkets for ages. Trooper really put me off anything from this brewery. Even that old Tom, when I bought it, I was thinking, well, at least Iron Maiden haven't had anything to do with it. But I have to say, this has redeemed them somewhat. Now, they've got 2 other beers out as well. They've obviously got the Trooper stuff. They've got this. They've got an Australian IPA that's just come out. And they've also got a lager. It's like a Japanese themed lager. It's called something in steel. I can't remember. But I might get that and review that next. I have had it before, about a year ago. I can't remember what it was like. I've got the bottle somewhere. It's hanging up. It's on a shelf here somewhere. But that was ages ago I had that. I'm going to revisit that and see what that's like. But this is not bad at all. I'll tell you something. That, as I say, they've redeemed themselves. That tastes pretty good. Nice, easy drinking. And to be honest, if I was the Robinsons Brewery, I would be promoting this more than Trooper. I know Trooper was the first one. That has sold over 20 million pints, Trooper, since its inception. No, yeah, more than 20 million. So people must like, well, not I'm saying people like it, they sell it at a lot of festivals and stuff, and I always avoid it. I always go with the lager. They have one round in Maidstone in Kent called Rambling Man, and they have Trooper there. I never go for that. They have Shepherd Neame stuff there. I always go with the Shepherd Neame stuff, much nicer. Anyway, I'm going to give this a 7.5 out of 10. I'm going to recommend it, and I'm going to recommend it over Trooper. Get this stuff. It's got much more flavour, I think, and it's nicer drinking too. And it's, all in all, not a bad beer. 7.5 out of 10, recommended. And remember, beer is working class champagne.